Yeah, we've got our last movie we watched this week, which was Dylan's pick, that being the 2003 A Wrinkle in Time. Tell us about it.
Alright, so this movie has been Mandela affected, and it was been erased from my memory, but I'll do my best to recall. It's a movie about 3 kids and extra-dimensional beings that are trying to stop a extraterrestrial threat that is like a looming darkness or something that takes over planets and standardizes them or something. I don't fucking know. And then they defeat it for now, and then they return home and also bring back their dad at the end.
Fun fact. Oh, the author read the script for this movie beforehand and then started distancing herself from it because she thought it would be bad.
Good call. I do remember the book being better.
Good fun fact. I've given this shit D+. This movie is not very good. Dylan, what do you think?
What the fuck did I give this? I'm not far off. I'm not even in my rankings.
I'm slightly above you at a C-.
Dude, I'm also at a C-. Hell yeah.
I'm at a flat D myself.
There we go. Perfect.
Whoa.
Yeah, this movie, I don't know what the fuck I'm remembering. This is the Mandela effect of my life, apparently. God, the CGI and just the effects in general, oh my god.
It looks really, really bad.
The fucking centaur thing is insane, bro. I was mouth agape during that entire sequence. What the fuck?
And that's the best part of the movie because it's so insane. I was laughing my fucking ass off.
It's so funny too, looking at that and then looking at the poster. Like they had a vision for what they wanted that to look like, and they did not fucking pull it up at all.
And it's just extra funny that it's like a black woman that turns into that weird white Pegasus monster.
The thing is, I remember when I picked this movie, I remember saying that this is better than the new one. Knowing what I know now, I take that back. Because I've seen bits and pieces of the new one. It's significantly better for obvious reasons. Well, I say obvious, but... Yeah, I certainly remember enjoying the book a lot more. This movie is relatively close. They kind of skim over some details that are in the book, and this is unsurprising to Tanner, but
that's interesting that you say it's close to the book, because I'm gonna be based on this movie, I don't think I actually have a good grasp of anything that's going on here.
Unfortunately, they summarized the book too much in this movie, so you're missing like some, I wouldn't say key moments, but they're certainly missing things that make the story better. Like, you don't randomly just get these 3 kids, throw them in with some interdimensional beings, and, like, everybody's so willingly accepting everything that's going on. That was another thing that I didn't really like.
Is it actually interdimensional?
Yeah.
Because they really make it seem like they're just going between planets here.
So, yeah, they're beings of, like, extra-dimensional energy from stars. Given human form. That's like why at one point she's like, being in this form makes me hungry. It's like the first time she shows up at the house and starts eating all their shit and drinking cocoa. That's not important, but...
How do you guys think it feels to be a star?
Powerful.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe you're just jazzed up all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I bet that shit feels pretty damn good. Like, you're just all big and gassy and giving off a bunch of heat.
Yeah, it's
like
probably
me.
badass. Dylan, can I summarize what you're saying and just say, I assume what you're landing on here is this movie is weird and kind of boring?
Oh yeah, most definitely compared to the book. It's just like one thing I don't like, and I don't remember if it goes as fast in the book, is especially in the movie with it being shorter, everybody just seems too willing to accept everything that goes on. They're just assuming that, my parents are scientists studying this thing, so it has to make sense, right? And like, my little brother says that this all makes sense, so I guess I should just trust him because I have this familial bond with him. I'm like, that's not how interacting with beings of the 4th and 5th dimension work. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No one ever asks any questions, and no one ever gives any explanations.
Well, it's also like our main characters just like jump to crazy assumptions they have no reason to be doing. Where it's like, oh man, I bet that this thing is actually like some sort of a dark ancient god or something. It's like, why are you saying that?
Yeah.
Why would you know that?
What's the fucking dude here for, man? What's the random guy for? He seems so fucking random.
He is the mouthpiece of it. He is like the designated ruler or something of that planet.
No, the guy who's traveling with them, the guy who becomes her boyfriend.
Just the random fucking dude.
So
right.
in the book, it's like it's like I guess you would call it like the Holy Trinity or something, I guess, for this fucking movie or whatever, where the kid is the smart one, the girl is like the glue and like the emotional whatever, and then the guy, he's supposed to be like the bodyguard or whatever. He's supposed to be like the muscle, and that's how like this interaction, this trio is supposed to work. They just don't explain. That's what I said. They just threw a bunch of kids together with interdimensional beings and called it fucking good.
The only thing he does in this film is try to distract some guys and immediately get caught.
Yeah, and then like gets like fucking tortured in some like alien
They
way.
summarize the book way too much into this movie. It does a bad job at the story the author was trying to tell. And that's saying something, because I read this book fucking so long ago.
It's a strange one. This is a strange film. They have a lot of, during this era of film, they liked using this terrible slow-mo technique, where they're not actually really slowing down the footage. They're just like, they're lowering the frame rate, and that's how they do it. And it just looks bad. It's awful.
They do it so often.
They do it so often.
It's ridiculous.
Honestly, it's kind of like the Wilhelm scream for you guys, where if you hear it, it automatically, like, triggers, like, a bad for the movie. That's like me with a lot of movies, where they just trigger slow motion for literally zero reason. Like, I don't know if I can name a movie that did slow motion well, or what context it is okay to use it, but, like, every time I see slow motion, it's bad. That's an acceptable answer, but I just don't... Slow motion just doesn't seem necessary in movies, from my perspective. I'm probably fucking crazy.
It can definitely work to like emphasize certain things at times. It's just that, again, the way in which they attempt to use it here is very bad.
It's so... Oh my god. Yeah.
I will say that this film kept giving me like some crazy deja vu, not because I felt like I've ever watched this fucking thing, but because it kept giving me this weird like vague sense that I've like seen these premises in other films before, or like other pieces of media, or just like weird dreams I've had in the past, where it's like, this kind of reminds me of something that I've lived. I don't know how to describe it.
This movie is absolutely child dream coded. I've actually been dreaming a lot recently, and this movie just feels like a dream. It is ridiculous. Maybe this movie fixed me. It brought me back into dreaming again.
There you go.
One thing I think was a little silly towards, like, when they're on the planet is, you've got the dude man, right? The guy, the servant, and he can, like, basically see everything, is kind of the idea we were given, right? And, like, everybody knows who's right and who's wrong, because everybody acts this very specific way. Everything's, like, instead of the summary, like, standardized, or whatever you want to call it. Why are they able to kind of almost walk around freely? I know they almost got caught, but I'm not acknowledging that. Walk around freely and then also re-enter the building without any problems. Like, should they know that these kids are acting abnormally from them, and like also they were attempting to be caught before? Like, there's just some weird...
I mean, they also just, like, obviously stick out as well, because, like, everyone is wearing the same uniforms in this world.
Why is everyone playing fucking, like, basketball outside? What's going on here?
I want to... Can I explain? I think I know
it.
what the explanation here is. I believe the point is that they are actually trying to catch children who are experiencing independent thought by playing in, like, a creative way, rather than all of the kids who are doing, like, I guess just like dribbling or whatever the, like, approved method of play is.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going for.
Basically, the villain, the big darkness, the looming darkness, the antagonist, as it were, of
the
this
darkness
is like... The darkness, Sora? Fuck. It's kind of like the cliche villain where it's like, if I make everything in order and I have everybody do and act the same way, then there will be no crime, there will be no sickness, there will be no whatever. And that's basically the entire, like, point of this antagonist. They're like, if everything, like when they first talked to the kid dribbling the basketball, it was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, it's our hour of play. And it's like, because everybody follows a strict schedule and does things a very specific way, because if they do things the way that this being says, they won't have sickness, they won't have disaster, they won't have war, they won't have tragedies, just that kind of shit. That's the general idea of what this thing is trying to do.
This movie, weird as hell. What the fuck? All I was thinking the entire time watching is, goddamn, what the fuck is going on? Who decided to make this movie? How the fuck did they even come up with this script? Like, I know they have source material for it, but, like, the way they translated it, as from what it sounds like, was horrendous, and it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Very, very strange movie. I will say, I could see this giving, like, kids nightmares or something. Like, that scene where she thinks she convinced Charles Wallace, but it was all a fucking fake, and she's, like, in some... like dimension they set up for her, like in her mind. That's some creepy shit. I could see that fucking up a kid when they're watching that.
Valid.
Like that horror element is actually almost kind of well done. It was like a random little tidbit in this otherwise really unremarkable movie.
I apologize for the travesties I've committed on Guapish at the movies. I thought this would have been better.
Charles Wallace.
I legitimately don't have a defense for that.
You don't need to.
I thought it was going to be like some kind of it, like they were going to be like, oh, you know, it's like demon rules, where knowing his true name gives him power or some bull. It was nothing. There was no reason for it.
The people in the 90s just love calling people by both their first names. I don't know if fucking Wallace is his middle name. It's impossible to say.
You know, there are just some people like that who have two first names, where it's like Mary Sue or some bullshit like that, you know? You gotta say both. You're not allowed to only say one. Anyway, I think I was a bit too kind. I'm gonna lower this to a D.
I'm not. I'm gonna stay at a C- just because, like I said, it's weird and kind of boring, but it's not like... It doesn't do enough wrong for me to, like, have a big problem with it, you know?
It certainly does do enough wrong for me, so I'm sticking at my flat D.
I'm gonna keep it at a C-. I enjoy, and I have a lot of media background with this. I still enjoy the story. It's just this movie did a bad job at it.
So I completely missed it. You're sticking at your C-?
C-. I think I said C. That's my bad.
Okay, and we landed at a D+ overall. How exciting.
Wowza.